Hey, what's up, guys? In just 10 minutes, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about buying your first home. And please make sure you stay until the end of the video so you don't miss out on the pertinent information you need to know before getting into the process. Before you decide to speak to a loan officer, a real estate agent, or an attorney, the most crucial step when purchasing your first home would be to assess your overall financial situation. This way, you make sure you and your family are in a comfortable situation moving forward. The first person that you should speak with when purchasing your first home would be a licensed mortgage professional, so they can collect all of your income documents, assess your credit report, any assets or reserves that you have in the bank, so they can tell you how much you qualify for and how much of a purchase price you can afford and how much that monthly mortgage payment is going to be inclusive of your taxes and your insurance. Now keep in mind, it's not only the mortgage payment with those taxes and insurance that come into play when purchasing your first home. You need to make sure you have money set aside for your monthly mortgage payments. You have to make sure you have money set aside for any unexpected repairs or issues with the property that come up unexpectedly. And the most important thing of them all is to make sure that you don't put yourself in a stressful financial situation when purchasing your first home. Make sure you're comfortable with the payment and make sure you have extra money set aside for any unforeseen circumstances. The second step after you get pre-approved from your licensed mortgage professional would be speaking to a licensed real estate agent. That real estate agent can start showing you homes based on how much you're pre-approved for. Once you find the home of your dreams or a home that you fall in love with, and you and the real estate agent put an offer in, and the offer is accepted, the next step would be setting up your home inspection. Now, it's always good to speak with either family or friends to try to get a recommendation from someone they've used in the past. It's always good to make sure that you can trust the person who's going to look at that home before you sign that contract. The next step after conducting your home inspection would be consulting a real estate attorney. That real estate attorney is there in your corner to make sure there's nothing on that inspection that would put you in jeopardy after you close on that home. Now keep in mind, there's always things that may come up after you purchase that home. That just comes with being a homeowner. They're there to protect you from any issues that would arise as a new homeowner. After you and your attorney decide that you're comfortable with the home inspection, that's when you will sign your contract of sale. Once you sign your contract of sale and the seller signs their portion of the contract of sale with their attorney, now you have a fully executed sales agreement and you're on your way to becoming a homeowner. After all of this has transpired, and it's not the last step yet, but the fifth and almost final step before you become a homeowner would now go back in the hands of the licensed mortgage professional. You'll submit any updated income documentation, your fully executed contract of sale, any assets or bank statements to show the reserves in the bank, and now they submit your loan application. After your loan application is submitted, a few things are going to happen throughout the process. The bank is going to conduct an appraisal report. An appraisal report is an opinion of value that allows the bank to determine how much money they can lend you based off of what the property is worth. Now, there's a few things that can happen. Either the appraisal comes in for the value listed on the contract of sale or more, which would work in the buyer's favor because then they would have some equity in the home. Or if the appraisal happens to come in for less than the contract of sale, your attorney can negotiate with the seller's attorney to try to lower the purchase price, or a lot of the time you would meet in the middle with the seller. For example, if the contract price is $500,000 and the home appraises for $490,000, the buyer would bring $5,000 and the seller would contribute or come down from their original purchase price by $5,000. There's different ways to come to a solution when something like that happens, but typically everybody decides to meet in the middle, which is best for both buyers and sellers. As the appraisal's getting done, as your attorney is waiting on that title report, which they've ordered as soon as you went into contract, the bank is going to issue what's called a loan commitment. This is your approval from the underwriter and the bank saying that we're okay with lending you money. Once the loan is approved, there's going to be a list of conditions on that commitment that the borrower has to satisfy, whether it be updated pay stubs, updated bank statements, a verification from your employer showing how much you make and that you're currently still working at that job. There's certain steps that need to happen in order to get that commitment to the point where there's no outstanding conditions so we can move your file towards closing. Once the title report comes in, the bank then reviews the title report to make sure the home is free of any liens or judgments so that you can move your file towards closing. Once the conditions are satisfied on your loan commitment, the appraisal is clear, title is clear, and you've purchased homeowners insurance, because one important thing that consumers don't always realize, you have to pay the first year of homeowners insurance up front, whether you escrow your loan, which means your taxes and insurance are included, or you keep them separate. Either way, the bank is going to require you to have a year's worth of homeowners insurance. Once your loan commitment is satisfied, the appraisal, title, insurance, and everything else is cleared from the bank, we can now move your file towards a clear to close. Once the bank issues what's called your clear to close, you will then connect with your real estate agent to schedule what's called a final walkthrough. You'll get to walk through that home one more time before scheduling your closing. If there were any repairs that your attorney and the seller's attorney had agreed to up front, the reason why you do a final walkthrough is to make sure the house is ready to go for that closing. Now, a piece of advice that I'd like to give to all consumers and even real estate agents out there when sharing information with their clients, or if you're a client doing research or thinking about buying your first home. Everybody seems to focus on the current interest rate environment that we're in, and we all know that rates are higher than they've been the last 5 or 6 years. But keep this in mind, as long as you can afford the monthly payment and it fits within your budget, which is the most important thing, there's ways to prepay that interest and lower your interest rate without necessarily spending any more money. One of the ways to do that is called bi-weekly payments. Bi-weekly payments reduce the amount of interest you would pay back to the bank over the life of that mortgage. Now, I'll give you an example. If your monthly mortgage payment is $2,000 a month in principal and interest, instead of paying the total payment of $2,000 a month, you would cut that payment in half and pay $1,000 every other week. Now, what this does is over the course of 12 months, it applies one extra principal payment, which reduces between 6 and 7 years off the life of your loan. So not only are you going to lower the interest rate that you're paying back to the bank, if you do the math, if your payment is $2,000 a month times 12, $24,000 a year in mortgage payments, if you multiply that number by 6 or 7 years, you save hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest over the course of that mortgage by just staying disciplined and paying that payment every 2 weeks. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. I really hope that all of the information that I shared not only provides value, but takes the pressure off of you when deciding if you should make that first step to homeownership. Keep one thing in mind, whether you're a loan officer, an attorney, a realtor, an inspector, or anybody else who's going to be involved with you in your home buying journey, we're all a team. We're here to take the pressure off of you and help you get to the finish line. If you guys can please subscribe, like, and drop a comment for what you'd like to see on the next video. Thank you guys so much.